Hello. Last week my Wednesday words were about gratitude, but the Bible has far more than just happy talk. So, content warning. I'm going to be serious and talk about grief and lamentation. I want to meditate today on those parts of the Bible, like many Psalms, where there is only disorientation with no resolution. My God, why have you forsaken me? Jesus cried from the cross. Or Psalm 10, why, O Lord, do you stand so far off? Why do you hide yourself in times of trouble? In the middle of the 23rd Psalm, there is the valley of the shadow of death. There's a whole book in the Bible of poetic prayers, of sadness and lament, the book of Lamentations. It's beautiful, sophisticated Hebrew poetry, but it's so sad. There are glimmers of hope in the middle, but at the end of the book, God's people are still hungry, oppressed, threatened, and waiting patiently for God to do something. At the end of 5 chapters of Lamentation, there is still only pain. I'm so glad this book of unresolved pain is in the Bible. It's a real gift from God who knows we need the whole Bible. It's a book for our time of pandemic, isolation, and loss. On the Sunday after 9/11, our pastor stood in the pulpit in Oxford, Mississippi, and read from Lamentations. How lonely is the city that once was full of people. How like a widow she has become. A little later she weeps bitterly in the night, and there is no one to comfort her. Our pastor preached a powerful sermon as we collectively grieved. Anyone feel like that today? Grief, loss? I do. I'm afraid of viruses. I'm afraid for the future. I'm grieving. There are people in the Bible who felt that way too. God inspired poets, prophets, and psalmists to give us these words, these poems and chapters, whole books of the Bible on grief and lamentation. Our American churches don't often read this message of disorientation. Then something like this happens, or a terrorist attack, or disease, and we reach back into the Bible and rediscover God's word that was here for us all along. The entire Bible is a gift from God. And I invite you to read a chapter of Lamentations this week. Read all of it. It's strong medicine in a serious subject. Ultimately, I find comfort in lament. Just as Jesus cried out in pain from the cross, quoting a psalm, it's like Jesus and God are giving us permission to cry out. And the Bible gives us words to sob. In the midst of lament, there is hope. And there is good news on the public health front. Time of reopening. But we don't have to rush away from the lament. We can sit here this week with the Bible. So those are my thoughts this Wednesday. But here are the footnotes, for a few of these ideas are original. I'm drawing on Walter Brueggemann's several books, and he reaches back to Old Testament scholars. Kathleen O'Connor revised Werner Lemke's Introduction to Lamentations in my beloved Harper Study Bible. Many others have shaped my understanding of our human need to cry out and the Bible's poetry of lament. It's okay to cry out. They did it in the Bible.